how does employing a sector-specific advisor as your due diligence provider create a more streamlined and cost-effective process for a buyer?
I think one of the key areas, I mean, it goes without saying, but obviously we understand the products that we're looking at. I think obviously being specific to IT and telco, we know, we see the similar businesses day in, day out, and we know exactly what to be looking for from a trends perspective. We know what services might be margins being tightened and squeezed, and we know, what services are no longer being used and what's being, moved into as a replacement. A number of times we'll get people or acquirers who maybe aren't so attuned to this space, and we're able to just give them the knowledge that and the comfort that we know what we're talking about in this area. What buyers are interested in this sector is the recurring gross profit. They want to know what's contracted. It's not just what might be reoccurring, it's what's recurring from a contractual point of view, and that's what we look at. And obviously we'll then, some of this might be fixed, or some of this might be variable, but it's stuff that we know that we're comfortable run rating. And if you looked at maybe a more sort of generic company, you might be concerned more about what's happening below the GP line, what's going on in OPEX, any sort of one-offs within there, but ultimately within your IT and telco businesses, that can all be altered in many different ways. It's the recurring gross profit base that's what we're really concerned about, and that's what buyers are really concerned about. And our understanding of that part of the P&L will help us to sort of set us apart and really give a detailed and the right product from a financial due diligence report point of view.
If I think about it from the other side, on a business where we're representing the seller, and we've had another entity who aren't specific in the sector do financial due diligence on our client, the questions they ask are a lot broader, and they're not likely to get to the risks that are specific to the sector, like you were speaking about there, in the real product sets, in the recurring gross profit, the contractual pieces, because their questions are a lot broader and a lot more based on EBITDA rather than the core makeup of the business, because they don't necessarily understand how those businesses operate and function.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that when you're using maybe a larger, more generalist firm, and that could be anyone from the top big four to the sort of top 10, we see a lot of placement on the most granular customer level detail actually by the management team itself, not the DD providers. The DD providers are very much there to get a view on EBITDA, which you can get to an extent from the management accounts, and certainly they'll probably more look at OPEX for a source of adjustments and understanding what goes through there. So there'll be that task would very much just cover the management accounts, and then it'll be left to the M&A team, internal M&A team, to do the investment paper, where they really need to understand the more operational, more detailed service levels of the business. So we've got templates and structures to bypass a lot of the management account review and go straight into this sort of nominal billing data review, which the buyer may not necessarily know we're doing, or may have asked us to gradually do, but you find the answers in there, and our service is very much to set up, aiding their investment papers and aiding their integration decisions a lot quicker than just doing a fairly standard scope of work covering management accounts, getting to an EBITDA and net working capital, net debt position. We definitely go the extra mile, because if you can understand that more granular detail, management account trends have already got the answers. You're going to get a more accurate answer and actually find the risks a lot better.
So it's just what you're saying. It's beyond just satisfying the investors. We do a step beyond that, and also try and satisfy management teams and help them really understand what it is they're buying and how that's going to fit in with their current business that they've got.
Absolutely, I think.
Evolution Capital is the first UK corporate finance boutique to exclusively focus on providing advice to the ICT sector. We are the leaders in our field. With activities spanning 3 decades, we have provided strategic and transactional advice to over 200 technology entrepreneurs, shareholders and management teams of both privately owned and public companies. We deliver outstanding transactional outcomes by unlocking intrinsic value in our clients' businesses, by providing expert advice based on meticulous analysis and robust methodologies. This is who we are and how we do it.